All right, guys, so today we have a Whirpool dryer, like the little old plastic ones, mechanical, all right, non-digital. So this is pure mechanical. All right, so what's happening with this one is this, that the customer brought it in and he doesn't know what's going on with it. But what's going on with this is as soon as I turn the knob to on, the heater kicks in, which is the heating element, and the tub is not turning. I hear a small little buzzing sound. I tried turning the tub manually and it feels stuck. See, it's not turning, barely. So something might be wrong either with the motor, because I hear a little buzzing sound. It's not running through, the belt's there, and there might be something wrong. Also, what I've noticed is the door switch is broken, but when I start it, the heating element, you can see it right away. Let me do it really quick. All right, so you can hear that. And as you can see how the heating element's kicking in, and this door switch is broken. So somebody might have made a bypass on it or something. So let me go ahead and check it out, see what's going on with it. We're gonna go ahead and just turn this off, run it through. So we're gonna open it up through here. Remove those two screws right there to disassemble those, and then we have those two clips right here. All right, so you hit them with the clips right there. You have two screws on each side, right there and right there, so we can be able to remove the front panel. I already disconnected this harness, that's for the door switch. And then we're gonna disassemble to see what's going on internally. So let me go ahead and do that. Remove the front panel. And as soon as you pull it forward, you pull it up. All right, so after you remove those two screws, you just pull up, and then there's some clips on the bottom that will come off, and then you can remove the whole front panel. And then we'll get access to the motor, so we'll see what's going on. All right, guys, so I already took off the tub. So this is what it looks like. The first thing I do is make sure the motor is turning. It is turning. The wheels, they turn a little stiff, but they are turning. All right. Everything seems okay here. We have the roller right there, the pulley. And I already did disassemble the back as well. It's just basically screws all the way around. If you don't know how to take off the panel, it's all the way around. There are about 10 screws or so, right? So one of the issues was, let's target one first, and then we'll target the other one. So when I was turning it on, as you can see, that the heating element was kicking in. Now, let me show you when that happens. On these older models, what happens is the heating element basically is touching metal. So it's like a short, as you can say. How do you check that? Very easy. You get one of the ports, one of your leads, right? And you check it like this. You touch the base on it, the body. If you get that beep, it means there's a short. What does that mean? It means the coil of the heating element is touching your metal. It should not be doing that. It should be right in the middle so it could just heat. So when it touches metal, because these are old classic ones, they don't have those smart sensors. What it does, it gets power from the motor. And that's why it turns on as soon as you turn the knob, all right? Before even pressing the start button. All right, guys, so what do we have to do here? This is what we have to do. Usually when you check them, you check both ports. If it beeps and it's good, if it doesn't beep, then the heating element is bad. It's gonna beep either or, because once again, it's touching the metal. So we're gonna go ahead and take it off. And I already did this video before, but once again, this one has two issues. So we're gonna tackle one first at a time. And I'm gonna show you again what's going on. See? Something was touching. There you go. See that little piece? It looks like a little wire from a bra or something. All right, so that was touching metal. All right, the element doesn't look bad at all for being that the older machine and being that this color of metal compared to that one's a little different. So it looks like this has already been replaced. So hopefully that was just it. I'm gonna retest it again before we go through the coils itself. All right, let me just put it backwards. Like this, make it easier. So I'm holding the phone, sorry about that. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and touch the port and touch this. See, we're not getting anything. See, which is, that's a good sign. Now we're gonna go ahead and touch the port and then touch this one. So see, the heating element is fine. Now it's not making any short because of that metal piece was touching both. Was touching this, and then it was also touching the element itself. All right, because you can see the ceramic pads right here. That's what it prevents from the spring itself to touch metal. All right, so you only get the power to the wires or with the springs and not shorting it. Okay. All right, so that first issue is solved. Once again, there was that little metal piece. So we can put this one back together. And the second issue, as we mentioned, was that the tub is not turning. Now, I did check the front and everything seemed fine on the wheels. It could still be a bad motor, all right? But another thing that I do before I say a bad motor is I remove where the blower is. Sometimes I've seen where things go inside where the filter dryer is, and when it goes inside, it gets caught up, all right? I've seen, I don't know, all types of clothes, underwear, socks, you know, handkerchiefs, you name it. I've seen it all. So let me just go ahead and put this back together. Rescrew this back in, and what I'm gonna do is, this should only have 2 or 3 screws max. So there's 1, 2, and the other one's right there. So I'm just gonna undo that and remove it and make sure the blower is fine and run it like this, all right? Because like I said, I ran it and the tub was not turning. So let's see what it does. All right, so I just switched out the door switch on it, all right? Very easy to do. As we can see, it is broken, all right? I had a new one there, so switched it out. How to do it, very easy. All we gotta do is, you got 2 screws right there, and that will release to the inside. The harness has been disconnected, so we have the front panel off like that. So that's what it looks like, all right? So 2 screws, that comes up, all right? And just make sure it's facing that way. All right, like this. All right, so that's already done. We're gonna go ahead and run it right now and see if the tub turns. Actually, not the tub, but the motor by itself. See if that turns, and we'll go from there. Okay, guys, so I removed one of the rollers in the back, the wheels, to check because as I was turning the tub, it felt a little bumpy. All right, and going back to the main issue, because it was overheating. What happened was the tub got so hot that it melted a little bit. One of the edges, it was flat. Not really too noticeable. I think it's like right there. It flattens, so when it turns, it bumps, okay? So I'm just gonna go ahead and just replace it with another wheel, all right? And this is what I recommend. Whenever you hear squeaking sounds and the wheels are still fine, you want to get one of these, all right? You can get it basically at AutoZone or O'Reilly's. High temperature disc brake. High temperature, that's the key. All right, no WD-40, no these other lubricants. Why? Is because those are not made for high temperature. This gets really hot because of the heaters right there. All right, so the heat goes inside. If you do WD-40, yes, the lubricant sounds really good as soon as you put it on, but after 2-3 days, it will dry and it will squeak more than before. But this grease right here, it is perfect. If it gets hot, it doesn't go away, it doesn't dry up at all. So this lubricates really good. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and just add some right there, and inside the wheel. All right, and then I'm gonna remove that one. Do the same right there, so it could be super smooth. As you can see, look, super smooth. All right, and that's the key. And if it gets hot, once again, that grease is for high temperature, so it is perfect. So I'm gonna go ahead and put the clip back on, put the tub back on, and we're gonna go ahead and test it and see what happens, okay? All right guys, so tub is back on. And how to put the tub. Okay, let me show you how the belt goes. It's very easy. All right. As you can see, it's gonna be like an S shape. It goes around here, goes around there, and it goes back. Just like that. And on the bottom, as you can see, so it can spring back, okay? So from here, remember when you're putting the front panel, these little clips, be careful with them, because if they break or they bend, you won't be able to put it in through these little holes where it goes, all right? So I usually start here on the bottom first, and then I do the screws on top last, all right? And remember, the screws, they have these little clips. Don't make them fall, because if you're putting them in and they fall inside, you have to get them. Otherwise, the screw will not get tightened with all these. So just be careful with that when you're putting the panel back in. All right, so let me go ahead and do that, and I'll be right back. All right, so the clips are in with the front panel. Now we just have to put the screws back on, one on each side, reconnect the harness to the door switch, and then we're gonna go ahead and run it and see what it does, okay? All right, so we're gonna run it and see what it does. And perfect, it does not run. All right guys, so I started the dryer. We still have an issue, it's not starting yet. But that's the reason why I had multiple issues. So we're going in steps, all right? Just like what I would do. All right, so that door switch is fine now. So that one's good, all right? That was an issue. The timer, when I turned it into a cycle, what was happening, like you saw in the video, the heating element was kicking in. But that was because there was a short on the heating element itself. That one's fixed too, all right? We changed the wheel, so it's not bumpy. So it's still not starting. All right, so when you have an issue like that, there is a internal fuse, which is called the thermal fuse. All right, and that goes right here. So because of the short here, that fuse might have blown. So that's already been fixed, which is good. Now I did test it with a multimeter, and let me show you how to test these. Very easy. You just check continuity. All right, you see that setting right there, the little speaker? All right, so if it does not beep, it needs to be replaced. So we're not getting any contact, we're not getting any continuity on it. So this one is bad, the thermal fuse is bad. So we're gonna go ahead and switch it out. I do have another one. So, like I said, this dryer it wasn't complicated to me because I've done it so many times. I'm just going in a process. Don't jump around, just go one by one, so you don't get stressed out. It was a couple issues, but we're getting them fixed. That was gonna be the last issue. So hopefully You know, we're gonna run it and see what it does. So let me go ahead and replace it, and let me show you how it goes and everything. So let me go ahead and get the part. All right, guys, so we have the replacement thermofuse here. Let me go ahead and just tap it. You see how it beeps? So this is a good one, and this is the bad one. All right, so like I was showing you earlier, we tap it, no continuity. We check this one, continuity. All right, so let me go ahead and just replace it here. Just one screw, that gets removed. All right, it goes into a clip like this. It goes in, and that will fit right there. We get the screw, put it back in. Not too tight so you don't break it, because it is very fragile plastic. Put it back in. All right, so now we're gonna go ahead and run it again. Just a reminder, always disconnect, all right, when you guys are working one of those. We're gonna go ahead and connect it. I am experienced, so I know I don't have to touch anything in the back, so you will get shocked. All right, so let's go ahead and run it and see what it does. All right, so I can hear the timer getting power. And there it goes. Had a little bit of dust in there. But as you can see, I don't hear any weird sounds, no grinding sounds, no bumping sounds. Because once again, that grease is very, very good. All right, so it's super smooth, the wheels are smooth, no bumping, no nothing. So now what I'm checking for is that it's heating. All right, so we're gonna check that. As you can see through there, nice and red, good sign. All right, blower, everything is good. What I'm gonna do is just give it a little clean. And we can say this one has been fixed. So let me go ahead and open it. See, everything is perfect, nice and hot inside. I'm just gonna give it a clean because once again, this is a customer's. Couple issues, but like I said, I usually start from outside to inside. So just kind of going to brief how I checked it. So I put it on a cycle, and then I pressed start. It did not start, but it started heating. So we found that short on the heating element. All right, there was a little piece of metal. We took it off, that one fixed. The door switch was bad, it was broken, which is this one right here. All right, so we switched it, put a brand new door switch, tried to start it, didn't start. Thermal fuse was also bad. I switched it. So 3 things on this dryer, but now it's working like brand new, all right? So I'm just gonna give it a little clean because once again, this is a customer, so clean it up. And then whenever they show up, we'll figure out, you know, pricing wise. If you have any questions, if you have any other models similar to these, or even separate, or even different models, go ahead and send, you know, give me a message or leave a comment. Go ahead and like the video, leave a comment for other people. At least I'm just trying to help as many people as I can. All right, I'm not the best tech out there, but I am pretty decent at what I do. You know, been doing it for a little while. But yeah, leave a comment if you have any other issues, buzzing sounds, any noises. I'm pretty good diagnosing through messaging, as long as you can give me what the issue is. If you can tell me the issue, I can figure it out right away. I am pretty, like I said, I'm pretty good at these. And not just this style, other models as well. We have those, we got electric ones, the newer style ones. I mean, we have tons of, you know, stuff here. Like I said, I've fixed different types, all kinds of models from old to new. So yeah, just leave a comment. If you need any parts, once again, leave me the model number. I'll get back to you. We'll find a way I can ship it to you, because we get parts from the manufacturer directly. original parts, all right? No third party, no Amazon, no eBay. You'll get, you know, some guys that do have genuine parts through eBay or Amazon. Just careful, because there is a lot of third party ones. Or there's a lot of counterfeit. They might work, but 1 or 2 months later, they're gonna break down. I've tried it, trust me. I've tried to save a couple bucks, and going that route, you know, kind of, it kills time, because customer calls back, you know, because you have to add warranty to the repairs. Customer calls back, same issue, so I have to repair it. Now it's out of pocket. All right, so just be careful with that. Once again, if you need any parts, let me know. I ship nationwide. But yeah, if you have any other questions or comments, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. More content is coming soon. All right, guys, go ahead and like the video. Thank you for watching.